generator room was dark. The light around the room was just enough to be able to see some foreign writings on the wall. These writings were covered in dried bloodstains. The air around the room was cold. It was so cold. It was able to freeze you in fear. And for some reason, me and my two friends got locked up inside this generator room within an old and abandoned power plant. And rumor has it that this power plant was haunted. The three of us needed to escape. The three of us needed to find a way out. And we need to get out fast. Unfortunately, we have a communicator with us. This communicator can be used to contact a friend who is waiting outside. Now this friend is pretty familiar with the layout of this power plant. But there is one problem. The communicator that we use does not have much power left. And to conserve it, we can only use it only when we are in dire trouble. Only when we really needed his help the most, we can use it. Otherwise, we'll just be trapped in there. So we were trapped inside the room, which was not really big, about a fourth of this classroom. And on the walls, we saw two iron gates, iron bars, in which we can pull out, leading into a small control room. The friend waiting outside told us to first find a backup power switch, because otherwise we cannot find our way out. And the room that we are in does not have any switch or whatever. So we needed to crawl inside this one of these two compartments to find the backup power switch. We saw that the left one was totally dark, pitch black. And the right one has a light with it is an emergency light. Not really bright, it was dim, but it was enough. So we went inside the right one, crawled inside, and searched around. There was no switch or whatsoever. So we got back out and hoped that in the left control room we are able to find the light switch. But it was very dark, and it was only three of us. So we crawled inside, holding together not to get lost on the way. Tried to probe around the ceilings, the walls to find a switch. My friend found the switch. But since we were warned that this power plant was haunted, we needed to watch out. This switch could lead to something dangerous. But what other choice do we have? So we took our breath, hold our breath, and turned on the switch. What we hoped for the most and what we feared the most happened at the same time. The light went on, but on the room that we are in, the control room on the left, at the far back of the room, you can see a painting, an old painting of a girl of white hair, long face. We were startled, and we ran back into the first room, count ourselves down, tried to look at it. So scary. And then we noticed something in that painting. There was a small piece of paper attached to it. We grabbed a piece of paper and we looked at it to see some kind of passage, some kind of code. And I figured that in the second control room previously found, we did not find any switches at all, but we see some sort of hatch some sort of door on the ceiling which we can open it, but unfortunately the door was locked. So we needed to find a way to unlock it to escape. And this piece of message, I hope, will be the key to unlock this hatch. So we did unlock the hatch, but unfortunately we found ourselves still stuck, still locked, but in a different room. And this time the same mechanism. We needed to get out, but we need to find some way to burst through, to get out of that room. We did that several times, and about an hour and a half later, we actually succeeded to get out. Now that was my experience with an escape room. Now I don't know if you guys know what an escape room is, but it is basically a game in which you're placed in a room and your goal is to escape as fast as possible with the clues given inside the room. This was first developed as a game, as a video game, in which you have to click around to search for clues and try to escape the room. And it was only several years later that it was implemented into a real life situation in which you really are put inside a room and you need to find a way out. This type of game is, for me personally, I find this kind of game is interesting. Why? Because it's mentally challenging. It allows you to think critically on how you can advance to the next room and eventually get out. But also, it also helps you to train physically, because you need to go back and forth to find some clues and get out as soon as possible. Unfortunately, it does cost some. But I think it's worth it, and I suggest that everyone can try experience it at least once. Well, if I haven't found one in Taipei yet, but probably if there is one, perhaps we can go together and escape our reality and have fun escaping. Thank you so much for this.